Kanpai! Welcome everybody, in here, out there, and across the internet, to episode 174 of Kanpai Cast, where today we're talking about, well, to quote Hayao Miyazaki, anime was a mistake, but with context. Because that quote gets taken out of context way too easily. But before we get into that, the usual housekeeping. So, I'm asking all of you out there to like, comment, subscribe, head down into the description for the audio version. You can plug that into your RSS feed. Head over to the Discord, Xeno's Patreon, and the streaming for both of these two, where they're having a great time. Nasuth.
Yes. No whales of time.
Doing varieties of streams for different things. Final Fantasy 14, Helldivers, all sorts. I think Xeno even does Timberborn at sometimes.
I do, and they've actually got a really cool update incoming where they got tubes. They're putting beavers in tubes. Actually, to be fair, the day that this comes out, Nasuth, myself, and Plant of Wisdom, frequent friend of the channel, we're going to be streaming Elden Ring.
Yep, from the very beginning.
Excellent.
Probably.
We're going to start doing like bi-weekly episodes where we're going to... Wait, bi-weekly? Yeah. No. Every other week.
Fortnightly.
Yeah, fortnightly, where we're gonna hopefully be playing together all the way to the end this time. For real.
And not just give up partway through.
This time they're getting good. So, and if you are listening to us on the audio version, please stop on by to the YouTube section, because you're missing out on the best part of the show, which is the memes. And if you drop a like and a comment, Nasuth really enjoys the comments. He eats them all, because he has a scarf. I'm not sure how that correlates, but he's a scarf and he eats the comments.
Yeah.
So, to get into this episode...
There's the other little bit of news that
we did do that the first time and have to do it again now.
Yeah. So in a few weeks you're not going to be available. The show will continue on, and we've confirmed who the replacement host will be for those 2 weeks. Loz will be returning.
I was going to leave it a secret to everyone, but
no. Get them hyped, man. They're going to love it.
Absolutely. So for 2 weeks in March, the OG, the great, the masterful Murder Dr. Loz will be returning.
Instead of new Kanpai Cast, it'll be Kanpai Cast Classic.
Indeed. Kanpai Cast Classic for 2 weeks in March. Oh. So, look forward to it, and I'll see you all after.
That's not really nice, because nobody liked New Coke. Sorry, Thaylien. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's like York and New York. Nobody likes New York.
It's true. Should have left it New Amsterdam.
Like regular York. Anyway, moving on.
Nobody really likes original York either.
Yeah. Moving on.
So on to the actual topic of the show. This show, I thought we did a serious topic last time, and we're getting into the 6-episode rule for next week. So we thought we'd do a fun one, where we will discuss and bash on anime that really... we have no idea why it exists as a thing. The context for the original quote from Hayao Miyazaki is that anime of many years has been designed and written and produced by anime fans. People who grew up watching anime and think that they can do it better. And over time, in fact, sometimes right from the off, the particular shows that come out have had some very, very strange themes, plots, events, levels of fan service that should not really be around.
Inexplicable writing.
Yes. And so we've brought a few of them for ourselves today that we could do the elevator pitch on and see if we can just really have some fun with how bizarre these shows are and what they are. So, who wants to lead us off? I get an opinion that Xeno wants to lead us off.
Yeah, it's not even a question.
Because I just get a funny feeling about this one.
So, just to highlight for everyone else's benefit, this is the second time we've covered this, because we got 8 minutes into the episode and discovered Nasuth wasn't actually recording.
Yeah, I don't know how
so
that
we
happened.
had to start again. Right. So, the one that I kind of want to really touch base on first is School Days. It's a show that I've ragged on in the past numerous times in things like Notice Me Senpai, and I think we've even brought it up a non-zero number of times here. Basically, the elevator pitch for the show came across as, or we believe it came across as, hey, we've got it's 2007, we've got a anime show that we want to do that's set in high school, and it's based on a visual novel, which in the 2010s there was more bloody high school shows than there were anything else. It was a huge, massive explosion. So I can easily see this as like, well, what elevates your show above all the others? And it was simply going to be that, as it was based on a visual novel, this was all the wrong choices. This is all the bad endings wrapped into one. And in all honesty, I do not recommend anyone to watch this show. It is awful. I literally forced to watch 6 hours of this garbage, and I wish I had those 6 hours back. The premise is kind of like supposed to be a tragic romance story, where effectively the main male protagonist is supposed to be very self-insert, and he ends up going out with one of the girls, or the main female protagonist, and it turns out that the best friend of the main female protagonist also likes the main male protagonist, and he secretly cheats on the girlfriend with the best friend. Oh my god, who would have thought, but he ends up sleeping with the best friend. The girlfriend is in denial, and the main male protagonist, he ends up sleeping around everywhere, right? Like he becomes the literal definition of man whore, right? Mm-hmm. And
it's the town bike.
Town bike?
Well,
every girl's had a ride.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the thing that really frustrates me the most about this is that he starts skipping school. All the girls know that he's getting a lot of mileage with other girls, and yet they still go to him. And to me, it's just like, why?
Does the main female lead know as well, or she's just staying in permanent denial?
She stays in denial for a significant period of time until this is the end. This is spoilers. No. This is the spoilers at the end. Basically, she's in denial, and the best friend confronts. Oh crap! I'm trying to remember the order. Oh right. So the best friend turns to the main male protagonist and basically says, like, I'm pregnant, right? And he says, okay, well, just deal with it. And it's like, no, it's you're the father. You have to have some stake in responsibility. Nah, I can't be bothered. I'm having the time of my life. I'm sleeping around. I get to do whatever the fuck I want. And the best friend ends up killing the main male protagonist. And this is so fucked up. When the girlfriend finds the corpse of the boyfriend, or the main male protagonist, she decapitates the corpse and carries the head around in her bag.
Just like Romeo and Juliet. Oh, so romantic.
Yeah. But then when when the girlfriend confronts the best friend, she turns around and says, hey, he got me pregnant, yada yada yada, and then the girlfriend kills the best friend, and it's like this is just a bloody train wreck of a show. I don't know why this exists. hilariously, there was so much controversy around the show because there was nothing like it at the time. Loads of people were rating it like 10 out of 10, like must watch. This is the best thing since sliced bread. But there was nothing like it. And on that premise, I understand where they're coming from. But when they themselves have looked back on the show and gone like, why on earth would I rate this so highly? This is like a 1 out of 10. It's awful. It is really, really bad. And I don't know how the hell this even... This is where Nice Boat came from. The meme of Nice Boat. Yeah.
Yes, when the last episode, was it that they didn't air, and so they just...
It's because of the... Yeah, so no, it did air, technically, but it had like 11 minutes of this boat, and it was all because of the killings and things like that.
And the graphic nature.
Yeah,
well, because
it was because...
Okay, yeah, sorry, you were going to say, yeah.
Yeah, literally, just at that time, I think it was like the week before or something, you know, the same events had happened that were depicted in the anime. So they decided to censor it.
Which is not the anime's fault, obviously, but you know, it's bad timing.
Yeah, so they decided to censor it massively, and you get the gist of it. So yeah, I don't know why this show exists. This show is just awful. I don't think there's any...
There was something similar to that in American media. I can't remember what it was exactly. It was right after 9/11, right? The September 11th attacks.
Lord of the Rings.
And no,
the one that they tried to get the name of the movie changed because
no. I'm thinking of an actual like show or movie or something where there was an attack on the buildings featured in it. It might have been Spider-Man.
No,
it might have been
Spider-Man.
It was Spider-Man.
Yes,
it was supposed to
because the buildings featured in it, and they had to change it like drastically.
To redo the end.
Exactly.
Yeah,
had to redo
he was supposed to catch
entirely.
a helicopter between the two of them in his web.
Yes. Which just, you know, clearly they had already done that, but it was just such bad timing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else you know?
So, Nasuth.
I don't know why this exists. This show shouldn't exist. Like,
no. Well,
yeah.
It's a good example of how not to do a visual novel-based anime.
Yeah.
When you've had the worst, then everything else you can only go up from there.
Oh,
I hope.
Say that.
I hope.
You say that.
Nasuth, do you have one that you want to pick up?
Right. I kind of want you guys to guess which one I'm doing based on my description. You think you can do that? You think you can?
Oh yeah, easily.
So let's just hit this week. So it's just sort of showing random images in the background while I describe this to you. All right. So I know what you're after. I know exactly the kind of show that you want to put on this imaginary network that we're pitching ideas to. So what you really want is something like, you know, Xeno kind of hit it, right? He wants something edgy. He wants something that pushes the envelope. But he didn't go far enough, right? What you want is a main character who is so stupid that he can create a giant mecha to destroy a city, but can't create body armor to protect himself from a sniper.
Kingdoms of Ruin?
Yes, exactly.
That's where we were going, yes.
You want a main character who goes to the moon and meets the witches that he yearns for, and then just happily watches them all die. You want a show where his love interest, his new love interest, keeps dying over and over for some reason. I don't know. I didn't actually finish Kingdoms of Ruin because it was just that awful. But yeah, I can't think of any redeeming qualities to. Wait, is that the right show? Yeah, that is the right show.
That's right.
To this show. It starts off with shock value, and it just continues with idiotic characters who kind of just mill around and don't really do anything. And when they do, they don't do it smartly. Like I said, the guy makes a giant robot to smash the city, never even considers putting himself in any kind of armor. and as a result gets his new witch friend killed in front of him.
So like
this
show, this narrative is really written on the whole premise of, but then I can see the elevator pitch being like, you know, hey, I've got this idea for an anime. It's based on this light novel series or manga
versus
series.
magic.
But it's not just that, but it's about the main male protagonist who is a victim of when the main his teacher, who was one of the best witches out there, is killed in front of him, and he's been in prison for like 10 years. So it's a revenge story of like, you know, he gets out, he gets loose, he gets free, and he's like the only one that's able to cast written magic. Everyone else is like vocal magic. He can cast written magic. It's like that in alone is just like, oh, this sounds really interesting. Okay, yeah,
but then they don't actually do that.
Oh God!
Like if it had been a good, you know, sort of campy revenge story, a la, you know, the 60s and 70s sort of revenge flicks that were insane. Sure, could have gotten into that, but it really wasn't. It was just what. Didn't they go meet up with some sex robots at one point? Like,
yeah, but then it's the whole premise of it is like he gets free and he destroys the city, but then he's taken out by a sniper from God knows how far away. But then it turns out he's actually teleported to the moon. But then the witches on the moon have tricked him and they're trying to resurrect their friend. But then it turns out he summons not his friend, but the girl that risked her life to save him. But then the forces from Earth turn up because they have spy satellites pointing at the moon for some fucking reason. But then it turns out
the king isn't actually the bad guy, it's the queen. But then,
yeah, that's literally how you summarize this whole thing. It's but then the entire time.
I feel like that plotline just opened my third eye.
Yep. Exactly. So,
what in the world?
Good job guessing but that one, Zeno. I hope you liked my elevator pitch style.
I mean, like, I get where, in premise, it is a really interesting narrative.
But they just whip it right down the leg by like the third episode.
By the second episode, they whiz it down the leg.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, when we swapped over the shows on the system, there was a screenshot of a girl that was looking at a memorial of all the victims that died during the tragedy of when he, you know, summoned a mecha to destroy the city and everything. Right? They spend an entire episode on this one side character, and she's never seen or heard from again. It's like, what was the point in that?
But then you find out that the anti-magic field is killing everyone. No, it's just
but then... Anyway.
Everything's bad about that.
I mean, it's really beautifully animated. Awful. You know? But... God,
but then... the story hits you.
I just want to start singing the parody of that Lego Movie song, Everything is Awesome, but it's just everything
is awful.
Yeah.
Everything is cruel, and the plots are obscene.
Yeah.
All right, that's good enough.
Okay.
Thaylien, would you like to take us on to one of yours?
Yeah, Zena was oddly surprised that I include this, so I'm going to do Get Backers. And so this one is not kind of a why does it exist because of the thing. You could see why this was created. I just want to know why it's created so badly.
Yeah.
I introduced you to a show where every major character has some form of superpower or skill they've honed into a superpower that, you know, through whatever. It doesn't really ever go into explain why that is. The main battleground place they go into is called the Limitless Fortress. The Limitless Fortress. And we have a colourful cast of enemies that include a Beastmaster, a Threadmaster, a Ninja, a Vampire, a Poisoner, and an absolutely inappropriate level of...
Isn't the Infinite Fortress from Demon Slayer?
I think the Infinite Fortress is the Limitless Fortress. That's why I was getting...
Limitless Fortress. Limitless. Okay, yeah.
No, Infinite Castle.
Yes,
Limitless
the Infinite Castle's from...
Yeah.
Yes. And it's an absolutely, as I say, an inappropriate level of 90s tropes that are adapted into this early 2000s anime. So our main characters are Barn and Genji. They are the get-backers, and they take jobs, on demand, where the objective is to get something back for their client, which can be anything from heirloom jewelry to missing people. And they somehow have a 100% success rate and a 0% profit rate. That's their thing. But I have to watch in awe as a show that absolutely cannot choose between its desire to write a short, snappy, highly entertaining, episodic content, where they have simple stories that, have little heartwarming things, like a homeless man who wants his daughter back, or an amnesiac who wants his lost memories back. Right? And then suddenly just diatribes into a 7 to 15 episode drivel in the Limitless Fortress, where it's just hours of pointless shonen combat and posturing about my ultimate technique and things where they have to defeat. Kind of. And then
we couldn't be closer friends right now.
to quote one reviewer that I read on the topic years ago, as I wouldn't take a show like Get Back as lying down because I wouldn't be able to stay awake in that position. Okay, I Get Backers, when I think about Get Backers, I'd like to hire the Get Backers to get me back the time I lost watching the show. So it's just, it is so full of shonen tropes from the early 90s because it was written then, and then the anime just adapted them quite faithfully.
Early 90s,
everything from.
Sure?
No, so I think it was
written.
1995. It was written, and then the
okay.
So the show had adapted for. Yeah, the show was created for 2002 or something.
Yeah.
But you have the straight man of the thing is Barn, and he has basically the Uchiha Genjutsu eyes, so he can send somebody into a delusion for a couple of minutes. He can also teleport behind people. He's very mysterious and uses techniques of martial arts called the snake's kiss or whatever. Whereas Genji is basically a golden retriever with Pikachu powers.
Not inaccurate.
And the two of them, when it's in the rest of the world where they have to interact with people, people that are written realistically, they have a reasonably good chemistry. They have this inappropriate relationship with their manager, and the comedy is there. When it's episodic content, it's surprisingly well written. But then when they go off into the Limitless Fortress to do some longer story, they just get lost. The plot diverts more than me and Nasuth divert Xeno. And interrupts itself more than I interrupt Xeno. It's genuinely the strangest mix of what should be an interesting show and the worst parts of shonen combat shows.
If I may interrupt, some of the... So I watched this years ago.
Can you believe he asked for permission to interrupt?
So when I watched this years ago, I remember really enjoying this. But this, Get Backers is on the same vein. The problem is, it's so long ago since I watched it, I don't really remember it that well. But I remember enjoying it in the same vein as Black Cat. Black Cat I remember really, really well. And though I 100% agree with the idea of the 90s shonen tropes, I think one of the better parts of it is the fact that the 90s shonen tropes weren't, hey, let's just stand around and have a battle royale. At least I don't think it was. Right?
No.
They did exist, but not as much, yeah.
But when I say the posturing about my ultimate technique, I really mean, like, the battles consisted of, like, say, the ninja versus the threadmaster. So there's a guy throwing ninja needles versus a guy that can block them with thread. And there's lots of, like, effort and grunting, and then, man, you're good. I'm going to have to use this technique. And say, but it won't work because I'm going to use this technique. And then...
Yeah, you're not wrong, but at the same time...
Over and over.
I will say I much prefer that than the likes of, what's it called? Only if I could draw little Kuribo. And there's just like, you know,
just a
and
point.
what's this? I have
That's really funny.
Greed. What?
That's really funny because little Kuribo is the voice actor and Kuribo's the card.
I thought the card was also called Little Kuribo.
No,
I get it. Fuck it. Who cares?
Just
Kuribo. Just sodding fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! But the whole point was that, like, it just became... No one... I don't know if anyone enjoys tennis, right?
Oh, yeah, there's
tennis,
definitely people that enjoy tennis.
I know that Light and L do.
2022 or 22.
Right, but the whole point is, with a lot of shonen shows like Yu-Gi-Oh! It is like watching tennis, right? You just end up with neck ache, right? I do feel that Get Backers and Black Cat, it is leagues better, and I don't think this is as bad as.
I remember. Well, it's currently
take a look.
It's currently got
take a look at Barnes' hair on that shot.
Yeah. but that's he's talking about the hair here.
Okay. Right.
And how 90s that is.
And yes. You got fucking Goku's hair, you got Yugi's hair.
This guy's got a tiny head over here, so you know, I think it's just the art style.
It's very weird art style.
I remember people talking about this a lot, but this was 2002, so this is right around the time that I was kind of getting out of anime, because a lot of the digital the shift to digital had like really thrown me off and really turned me off of the art styles. So I never watched it, but I mean, it's got a 7.57 on my anime list, so it's not.
What does School Days have?
Okay.
I really want to know.
Yeah, let's compare.
5.51. Nobody likes School Days.
Okay. I just want to point out, right? I want to point out, right? Get Backers ranked like 1,087, right? School Days rank 12,047, right? Just gonna put out like the disparity there, like.
See, it's not a matter of you can see why this was created, because there's actually a good premise there, and it does have the saving grace in some of the episodes. Some are genuinely like heartwarming and fun. But I just don't understand why 15 episodes out of a double core 30 episode run, or 24 episode run, was all about 4 individual fights in the Limitless Fortress.
No, I kind of get that, but at the same time, I also like 11 episodes of Goku standing there going, yes, he's charging a spirit bomb.
Okay. Yeah. So but that's why that one's a meme.
One does not excuse the other. Should we move on to another
yes,
one?
Please, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Go on then.
Xena or Nasuth, who wants?
Oh, fuck it, right. I'm gonna do the Stigma of Qwaser. Or Qwaser of Stigma, sorry.
Qwaser of Stigma, okie dokie.
Right, okay. We may have to inabruptly pause at any moment. So Nasuth, can you please get that button ready?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I have vetted these images, but just on the off chance.
All right.
Just on the off chance.
So people like to rag on me for, being quite vocal in how much I like High School Double D.
Ah, yes. Lamb.
They like to for the audio listeners.
Just a street light.
For the audio listeners, he's referring to the image that's on screen right now. So with High School Double D, there is an ample supply of degeneracy, but nothing compared to Qwaser of Stigma. Absolutely, Qwaser of Stigma makes High School Double D look like Bocce the Rock.
Wow.
Yes.
Ooh.
I have not managed to get very far in Qwaser of Stigma.
Sounds like something to watch with Laws.
I don't know if we could get it past him.
That is a really big, weird-looking sword.
But the whole point is that effectively, there is a special energy in the world called Soma, which alchemists use Soma.
Wait. Do they use it to get people to strip off all their clothes when they eat food?
No. No, I wish it was that tame. So alchemists use the Soma, which is the energy, in order to perform their alchemy. So being able to control iron or specific elements, right? Periodic table elements and things. But the quality of the Soma determines how powerful their alchemy is.
Can I guess? Where do they have to get the Soma from people in a specific way that involves looting them? LEWD looting.
I think you need to dial it up to 11, but pretty much yes.
Okay, yeah. Well, I was trying to be tactful.
It is nothing shy of softcore. Sorry, softcore corn. If you understand the, and it is just like, oh my lord,
chicken neckwear.
And the weird thing is, right? Obviously, this is set in Japan, right? A Catholic school.
Oh yeah,
in Japan.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And it's just like
there are quite a few of them.
Those do exist.
No. But look at all this Christian iconography. Doesn't it look amazing? Right, but when are they going to attend mass or anything? What's mass? Right. Okay. Well, when are they going to?
All we know is that nuns are hot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the main protagonist fucking knows they're hot.
God, I wish anime nuns were real.
Just yeah. So I feel that this was when they were pushing the envelope with the likes of High School Double D. And it's like, hey, we managed to pitch High School Double D, and it did gangbusters. We've got another idea. This got 2 seasons, by the way.
What is this? Qwaser of Stigma.
Yeah, we got a show, right, where they get powers by a certain degree of interaction. Wink, wink. Say no more. I've already greenlit it. Yeah, it's
hey, it's higher than School Days, that's for sure.
Yeah,
does not surprise me.
Yeah, School Days didn't have nearly as much fan service.
Hood's Entertainment. Okay, all right. Never heard of them.
So I don't know how. This would not fly today in any way, shape, or form. I'm surprised that
you've seen Interspecies Reviewers. Well, no, you haven't.
You've seen Gushing Over Magical Girls.
You've seen
this is worse than
Gushing Over Another World.
This is worse than Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World.
So this is worse than the show literally about the author's completely out there and proud unconcealed fetishes.
I think it is, because it's disguising itself as a shonen show, but adult. That's the best I can describe it. It's like, oh my lord.
Oh dear. All right, shall we move on?
I think so. This is
Please.
ridiculous.
Yes.
All right.
Don't watch it. Don't watch it.
I am then going to take us into another show that I dropped because I couldn't stand it, and that is the Don't Hurt Me, My Healer. So I think the pitch for this one was, we've got a great idea for a joke, right? The joke is, we've got a hero and a healer. And normally, this relationship is relatively normal. The healer helps them out. But in our show,
sweet.
Yeah. Healers are always very sweet, very kind, very helpful. But we're gonna subvert that. We got this joke, this great joke, where the healer is an asshole, but the hero can't shake her off for some reason. And that's it. That's the joke. That's all we've got. And we're going to fill up 12 episodes with that over and over again.
Yeah.
And that's what we got. That's what we got for you.
Female protagonist, the protagonist was a necromancer or an evil sorceress of some kind, and now is trying to become a healer. And
is that the deal?
Has absolutely no idea. Yeah, and has absolutely no idea how to do it.
When did they explain that? That must have been much later in, because I don't remember that.
It is much later in. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's where things like dark monsters keep crawling out of the cracks to worship her when she's doing stuff.
I guess that explains it a little bit, but not really, because she still sucks terribly at everything.
Yeah. Apart from insulting him.
Yes. And all the little situations they get into, I can't even remember. There was wasn't there a talking bear at one point, and he was trying to fight the bear before he found out that it could talk. And then they get invited to the house where the bear lives, I think. And then she just insults him a lot. Oh, here's the bear. Yeah.
The horned bear. So it's one of those comedy bits that completely fell flat. Was the idea of, I'm fighting this bear, and it's like, why are you fighting me? I'm perfectly normal. I could talk to you.
Yeah, and then of course she insults him for it.
Yes. Do
you think that this sounds like it has a lot of comparison to the likes of Jahi?
Yes.
Right?
Where it's just the same joke over and over. Yes.
I feel like one of the biggest flaws with Jahi is that there wasn't a big enough range of cast. And it's to me, it's okay, tell me if this comparison is apt or not for Don't Hurt Me, My Healer. This is Don't Hurt Me, My Healer, isn't it? Yeah. This is basically Kazuma and Aqua, and that's it.
But lower humor.
Yeah.
No. Regardless,
they're way more one-dimensional than those two, and those two are pretty one-dimensional. Well, I'd say those characters are two-dimensional. These characters are one-dimensional. They only have one mode, and that's it.
Because I feel like, again, one of the reasons why the Megamin series wasn't that great was because there wasn't that much diversity in the character archetypes.
Yeah.
They were all basically some variation of Megamin. And I think one of the reasons why Konosuba is so good is because, and again, why Jahi is so bad. Yeah, why Jahi is so bad is because there is such a sparse cast that it's just for the love of God, can we...
And even the cast you do have in Jahi, again, very one-dimensional. You've got the landlady who isn't she kind of sex obsessed? I can't remember.
No.
No.
I don't think she
Oh no,
is.
she wants to hug Jahi when in her child form because she's so cute. That's what it is. And then you've got and Jahi herself, who
Does
is.
she?
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
No, isn't that the sister, the pub owner? Her boss.
Oh yes, you're right. Yes.
Trying to blend this together.
And then you've got
the landlady. She just wants her rent. That's
right. That's right. And the only reason she's putting up with Jahi is because of the sister.
Yeah.
And then you've got the little girl that shows up and is trying to be friends with Jahi. And then you got the angel who's trying to stop Jahi. But it's like they're all just have one motivation, and that's it. There's nothing else. You know,
But they also don't interact. Like the angel.
True. But like Aqua has more than one motivation. She wants to be lazy, but she also wants to be comfortable and rich.
She also wants to be popular and drink a lot.
Yes.
I think the big thing is with the likes of Konosuba is the reason why it is able to develop those characters is because such a diverse ensemble cast to begin with. Even with the likes of the guild receptionist girl or that one guy with the mohawk and the suspenders, right? Like, he is iconic, even though we have no idea what the F his name is.
Even like Vanir and Wiz and the Dullahan and all these what's her name? The succubus one that Kazuma has trauma about, and all these characters are so rich and hilarious. And then you've got something like this where it's just like, maybe if they'd told us earlier on that she wasn't originally a healer, maybe that could have made a difference. But I don't know, because it still would have just been the same joke over and over again.
But again, I think the question comes about, why can't our Knight character actually get rid of her?
Because she just follows after him.
I think it's just persistence. Oh no, I know there is no. They did explain that, but it's such a side point.
Linked somewhere somehow.
They're cursed to remain within a certain distance of each other.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, so they literally can't separate.
Right. Okay, that's fair enough. Right.
But then again, I couldn't even remember that until we then talked about it, because that's just weird.
Yeah. So that's not Hermione Healer. Don't touch it, unless you like the same joke over and over again.
Really worth the time, and this is coming from me, and I will watch silliness through.
Speaking
of, I'm going to go with Negima.
Oh dear God.
Okay, so we have a.
Hold on, I can't find it.
I've just changed.
Oh wait. Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah. See. So
yeah.
We have a school anime, but with magic, where a wizard named Neji is taking the test to become a master wizard. His final test, however, is to become a regular English teacher at a non-magical school, to make sure he's got the mental fortitude to be a master. To make this entertaining, because of course school can't be entertaining without multiple twists. This is an all-female boarding school, where he's also replacing another teacher for this class of girls. To maybe immediately make the drama twistier, the teacher he's replacing is one that the most outspoken girl in the class had a crush on, because of course she did. So she absolutely hates Neji, and to add to that, he just adding a little bit of injury onto that insult, he completely humiliates her in public on the first day of class, I think through some pratfall. However, this girl and all the rest of the class become integral to the plot, because she not only discovers that Neji's a wizard, but they now have to get the class to work together to help him fight evil wizards and teach the class well enough to pass their final exams, or he doesn't pass his master's exam. So there's this thing of from enemies to friends to possibly romance. Everything that a school anime needs. Mm-hmm. But one further thing to spice things up. Neji's 10. He's 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And you just... from all of that, from the whole thing, to the point where, like, I mean, you can see it on screen, our protagonist, the girl that he humiliates, is literally heterochromatic. She's one blue eye, one green eye, and she's ginger. So she should be right in Xeno's strike zone for fandom things, but she's just horrible.
No, she's got orange hair. She's not a redhead. Xeno only
That's
likes
true.
redheads.
She's got so she's
Not
an actual
orange
ginger,
heads.
not a redhead. She's an actual ginger.
Yeah.
In fact, I shouldn't say that because only a ginger can call another ginger. So
Anyway.
She's got gingivitis.
yes. So
Anyway.
this is a show where it tries to do the school drama thing, but everything turns out to have some kind of evil wizards are coming for Neji kind of consequence. And things just keep accelerating from there, where they get into weirder and weirder situations. And all of these high school girls start falling a little bit romantically in love with a 10-year-old boy. And I am not comfortable with that image.
Also, those glasses are never going to work.
Just not. No, pince nez do not work for a 10-year-old.
I know I've watched this series.
But you can't remember it.
I can't remember a single fucking thing about it.
Not really, no.
Apart from the intro, that's the only thing I can remember from it, right?
Not
the music.
It's an earworm
the song.
kind of interest.
It's just this one part where there's like, you got Neji on the right, and then it just cycles through all the girls, and you just see his reaction. That's the only. Yeah, that's the only thing I remember from the whole thing.
So it's their faces, aren't they? So it's literally face to face with their reaction to him, including several that are trying to kiss him. I mean,
I just like. I think this is one of the shows. I think this is one of the shows that I watched when I hadn't had much experience to anime and was just like, yeah, I'm fine with this. I'm pretty sure if I was to watch this again, I'd be like, ugh.
Only mild exception. So the one way they could possibly fix this is making Neji the same age as them.
Well, I'd like to say, I think that the Akashic Records of a Bastard Teacher, like, did this so much better.
Magic instructor. Yes, they did. But it was very clear that the guy himself wasn't actually interested in the girls in that way. For the most part. Yeah. For the most part. There's a little bit of thing there because he teases her a lot. But.
Well, one of them reminds him of
like his little sister.
Master.
His master. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, his master. But this is actual, like, starting off into harem territory. This is just so wrong.
At
and also,
least
like,
not
the
a
whole
50-year-old man trapped in a 10-year-old's body.
Yes, that is very true.
I just wait. Sorry, say that again.
At least he's not a 50-year-old man trapped in a 10-year-old's body.
What are you referring to there?
So many other anime.
Yes, there's a fair few other anime like that.
I suppose. Okay. But, I mean, like, it kind of feels like you're taking pot shots at Mushoku Tensei there.
I mean, that too, but no, not exclusively.
Okay, no. As we discussed last time, there's a certain amount of leeway for Mushoku Tensei because he's completely emotionally stunted as well.
Yeah, but... Fine. Should we move on?
Yes.
Sure.
And in fact, Xeno, you seem to be falling asleep there, so it's your turn again.
Cool, right.
Which one of you did redo of a healer?
Oh, I left that in there because it was in there from the last time. I can't speak on its behalf or anything. But I just you know. All
right.
I also left in interspecies reviewers for
for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Oh god. RahXephon. Can I tell you what RahXephon is about? No, not in the slightest. Can I tell you what the elevator pitch? Can I tell you what the elevator pitch was? Yes. The elevator pitch was imagine Evangelion, but worse. And what you call it? The producer was just like, you had me at Evangelion, right? Like,
the producer didn't understand Evangelion, but they decided to do it anyway.
Yeah, I think I have in fact seen RahXephon once, and I was that would be 20 years ago now.
Yeah,
easily. So, I saw it, so I can't remember it at all.
RahXephon is like, I'm going to try my hardest, but please take into consideration anything I say could be horribly wrong, right?
So every day then.
Shut up.
Oh.
The premise behind RahXephon is that we have, like, at the time it was like modern day Japan, so like, you know, I think it was like early 2000s Japan. And we have our high school and yada yada yada. But then at one point in time, this, like Evangelion, angel creature attacks Tokyo. And what you call it? They're sending out like jets and things like this to try and stop this angel from doing any devastation, and ultimately it lends to our Shinji-esque main protagonist getting into RahXephon and destroying this angel and somehow falling out of the world, right? It turns out that the Tokyo he knows. Turns out the Tokyo he knows is fake and is in a sort of like temporal bubble, and the actual year is like 2039 or some crazy crap like that.
Oh, so it's not actually Ava, it's Big O.
Quite possibly, right? It might be Ava meets Big O. I can't speak for Big O, right? But the whole idea is that aliens, interdimensional aliens, have turned up and they're trying to retune the world to make it theirs, right? And humanity, something random brain fart, I don't know. Ultimately, humanity end up with the weapon known as RahXephon, which is basically the weapon that's used to tune the world and so on and so forth. So I can't remember.
Right.
So the aliens are able to continue their plan slowly, but without RahXephon, it's massively stunted. And humanity's using RahXephon to
to maintain this bubble of theirs and fight back. Yeah,
to fight back and everything. That's about as much as I can tell you about RahXephon, because at that point in time, it becomes nonsensical gibberish.
At that point in time, your brain shuts off to escape the pain.
Yeah, pretty much. You're not wrong.
So it's less. It's Evangelion meets Pacific Rim then.
Meets Big O.
Yes, meets Big O. Yeah.
Did you know there was a Gundam unicorn in Pacific Rim?
What, in one of the background ones?
What bullshit?
I had no idea, but apparently it's true. Yeah.
No, bullshit.
No, apparently it's true.
I've watched that film way too many times. I would have noticed. Unless it's actually like a model or something. Are we really going to fucking dive into it and actually look this up?
No. You continue. I'm going to look it up, but you continue.
RahXephon should not exist. It is like so many.
It's Pacific Rim Uprising. Never mind.
It's the statue.
Oh, is this the one in Odaiba? Yes, it's just the unicorn in Odaiba. It's not actually fucking.
Yes. So exactly. So it's actually something that's real that was modelled in there because of the destruction of the city.
That doesn't look like. That doesn't look like unicorn. Why doesn't that look like unicorn?
I don't know.
Is it because it's open?
No, it looks like they've actually gotten parts of the RX-78 F00
So could this be because the actual statue has some kind of protection to it, or what?
Yep, there you go. That's all it was. The statue sitting in front of a building.
Yeah, it's also entirely the wrong building and everything. Not saying because I've been there. Anyway.
Anyway.
Complete the version. RahXephon, don't watch it. It's like, okay, this is me, right? You know how much I hate Evangelion. Go watch Evangelion instead.
I think I tried watching RahXephon once, but again, this is early 2000s. And between the art style and the crazy story, I was like, nah.
It's pain. It is so pain. I mean, like, at least it doesn't have the weird relationship shit going on between Shinji, Misato, and Rei, and Asuka, and all that shit. At least it doesn't have that. But still, like... Oh god, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I'd rather have that than anything that RahXephon delivers. RahXephon's painful.
Yes!
Fair enough.
Or you can watch Patlabor.
Yes, that's way better.
Patlabor's way better.
Nasuth, what have you got for us?
Right. Okay. So okay. I get it. Don't Hurt Me, My Healer didn't tickle your fancy. What was the other one I did? Kingdoms of Ruin didn't tickle your fancy. Both of those were, much more original concept. Maybe what we need to do is revive an old IP and use something that people liked, right? So let's talk about Berserk. Everyone loved Berserk. Berserk changed the landscape, right? Is this the right one? I think so. It should be 2016 and not. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to make it look a lot like the manga this time, right? We're gonna use this new CGI technology that everyone's talking about, and so you just take a look at these stills, right? They look like the comic book, right? Right?
No, that's besides the point.
And so that's
you're absolutely right. Yes.
Yeah. We want to pay the animators as much because we're going to be using these 3D models. It's going to be so good. And then you see it in motion, and it's like, wow, this is so terrible. Who came up with this idea?
It's like Goblin Slayer walking upstairs.
Yeah, exactly. And the idea for this, honestly, it's great because a lot of the cool stuff happens after the Golden Age, and that's what this is trying to show us. This is after he's found Puck. This is after the events of the eclipse. This is when the world has been dipped into darkness and things are going way worse, and there's demons everywhere.
And it's actually got the Dragon Slayer blade as well.
Exactly. Sounds like a really cool concept. Everyone wants to see that. I was so excited when they had the Black Swordsman project, even though it was unofficial. Which of course got shut down. But in practice, this is just pain. It's just painful. Puck looks like an annoying piece of shit. Guts, half the time his walk cycles aren't even good.
I will say,
the shadows
even in
don't
the manga,
work right.
Even in the manga, Puck looks like shit. Like
right.
I really don't. I really don't like Puck in the manga. Puck is
better in ReZero.
I wonder.
Oh no, that's besides the point. I'm trying to think of a comparable character. It's like,
Oh no, Nasuth, what are you looking at? The Berserk Dreamcast game.
Yes, it was actually really good. And honestly, probably looks. I want images. Probably looks better than the anime that we're talking about right now. If I can actually find.
On the right, second down or something. Yeah, on the left now, in the middle.
Of course, nobody can see this besides us, but.
But I have to agree with you.
I would say this looks better than the anime.
Those models in game look better.
Anywho, going back to what I was trying to say, Puck's a really out of place character. It makes him. Oh my god! I just realized who she is. It brings the tone down of the manga massively.
He's your comic relief character.
He really is.
Yes.
And I don't like the fact that he doesn't stay true to form. Like, his body proportions are constantly changing, because, like, sometimes they make him fat and dumpy, sometimes he's thin and lanky, which is, like, supposed to be what his actual figure is, and by making him fat and dumpy, it's like, oh, I'm slow and stupid, you know. Puck is the comic relief character, but he feels really out of place for the whole thing. I kind of imagine there is a good reason behind making Berserk 2016 CGI, which is, like, if we want to maintain the level of detail and fidelity that the manga has for a limited budget, we're going to... This is the best way to do it. I'm surprised Fanice has blonde hair, but that's besides the point.
Yes.
But CGI just wasn't there yet. I mean, the shadows are wrong.
Well, no,
again, the
I disagree
movement is
with
wrong
that.
in a lot of places.
I disagree with that, because, again, the CG... Good CG has existed for a long time, but it's all down to how you use it, how you utilize it. For example, like, if anyone can actually see the screen right now, I would have actually had the Dragon Slayer, right, CG. I would have had his armor CG, but I would have made Guts himself animated. Right?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I would have done it in
Probably,
2D.
yeah.
Same with the assassin, right? Or the Kashan.
This is Berserk 2016. Do you know what came out 10 years before that for CGI stuff?
No.
Final Fantasy Advent Children. Which,
but that had like a massive budget, and
it had massive budget, but so CGI was there. It did have that thing. It was CGI
if
was
you were willing
capable
to
of
pay
doing
an
that.
out of the an arm and a
10
leg for
years
it.
before that, yes. In 10 years, it did come down in price quite a lot.
Spirits Within looked better than this, and that was in the 90s, I think, wasn't it? Early 2000s.
Right,
with a movie budget as well.
Right,
exactly.
But just a year later, right, we had Knights of Magic, and the CG in Knights of Magic looks brilliant because they used it in the right places, right? Oh, look, Max CG.
Yeah. Same with the Spriggan remake, right? Where all the objects were CGI, but the faces weren't.
Yeah. So it all entirely depends on what you CG. I mean, again, like Goblin Slayer, in the original anime, I think that was 2016. Not sure, 2018.
Something like that. Yes.
For
the far shots of Goblin Slayer, right? CG. The close-up shots and animated, right? It all depends on where you use it.
Well, and again, I think there's also a case to be made for the shadows, because that's one of the things that always comes back to me is if you do something like Sandland, or even, I hate to say it, the Trigun Stampede, where you sort of bake in the shadows where you want them to be rather than relying on scene lighting. I think that makes it look so much more like anime.
Oh god, there's
yes.
Whereas in something like this, it just looks wrong.
I mean,
for most
on
of
audio
it.
listeners won't hear it, but the blue on his shirt is a color that just does not appear in dye. You can't ink that color.
All those colors are way too bright.
Yeah.
Like, they're all far too bright. Especially for, like, a medieval setting.
Power Rangers magenta and Power Rangers blue, bright blue. It just doesn't... Yeah.
And look at the shadow of her nose and her cheek. I mean, just...
No, I get that. So I think, again, shading isn't something that they've really gotten until, like, the most recent years. Like, you know, I'm talking within the last, like, 3 years.
Unless, again, you're talking about super, super high budget stuff like Advent Children or, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Unless if you got a movie budget, then of course it's going to end up fine.
And also, it was not trying to be anime style. It was trying to be CG FMV
video game style.
Yeah, video game style. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, we're spending way too long on these.
Well, I think
fun.
another one. I think we can skip
get through
for
all
the
of
same
these.
reason. Yeah, I think we're going to skip for the same reason is rusted armor. Like
Fair enough.
neither Nasuth or I gave rusted armor the time of day because it just looked so grotesque.
Yeah, and it felt like those same problems where it was CGI and the shadows don't look right and the character models look weird. You know, the movements look weird, and yeah, just a lot of bad things about this one.
Okay.
So let's see. I think for mine, I am going to go on to. Hang on, where's it gone? I think it's this one. To Tenjou Tenge.
Oh god.
Because this one. Okay. Todo Academy, I think it was. It's a school that exists for the sole purpose, not of studying, not of teaching maths and science. No, it's for reviving martial arts in Japan.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
because
it's
that's what it definitely needed. And this would be the perfect place for two new students to arrive at and discover their, get into things like tournaments and shonen combat. Well, that's the thing, is instead they go in there and start banging. So
new banging was going to get this eventually.
You know what they were trying to do, so So enter our protagonists, who are Nagi and Bob. So there's a blonde delinquent who is the real protagonist and his token black friend.
Wait. Is Bob a girl?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
It's a token black friend.
I thought it was going to be a Blackadder reference. Oh.
Why?
No. They wouldn't have a Blackadder reference at that point in anime history. Yeah, it could be.
The fuck?
Anyway.
They could be based.
So these guys are delinquents who have been getting into fights all their life because they're delinquents. And they think that they're going to start their high school time and get into brawls and be delinquents in this new place. Except it's full of actual martial artists. In context of the show, not in any reference to real martial arts. So they think they're going to walk in there, bully their way into becoming top dogs, and the first thing that happens, unfortunately, is that the dorky, actual shonen protagonist-looking kid kicks Nagi's ass. And when he actually says, "Are you okay? Well, you want to take this outside?" and they do, and a tiny purple-haired girl kicks his ass as well. But then decide, instead of just putting them down and making them fight their way back up, and say, "Do you know what? Actually, you two have got potential. I'm going to train you up." And that's when you start getting. Girl? And she's got lavender purple hair in the anime. Yeah,
the short one.
It's silver in the manga, definitely. But it only turns silver when she grows up to full size, because it turns out
it's silver the whole time.
Quite clearly purple in many of the screenshots.
What's her character name?
I'll look it up. I'll let you continue. I'll look it up.
All right.
Because they changed the colour from the other ones as well. So for her younger sister, Aya, who is in the manga, she's got black hair, classic kind of he-make-up black hair. They make her brunette in the anime as well. So it's very strange. Anyway, so they try... these girls... This girl, Maya, is actually a tall, beautiful, blonde bombshell of a girl with absolutely huge tracts of land. And
this one?
She likes...
Yeah, it's kind of purpley silver.
It's silver hair, but, with purple shadows and everything.
Sort of lavender silver. Yeah.
And when she's in child form, it's when she's in child form, it's very, very lavender.
Wait, so she's got a child form?
Wait,
anyway.
Yeah, I've just sent a picture in the thing, but sorry, when you said purple, I was expecting it to be a lot darker.
Oh, no, right, like Misato and not.
So, no, I see what you mean. So anyway, she's she adopts a little child form in order to contain her fighting power. It's very strange. And our protagonist, Nagi, falls for her hard. But then, just when he starts doing that, along comes her little sister, Maya, who is also a tall bombshell with equal proportioning, who declares that that meeting him is fate and that she's now his fiancée. Despite any good reason and against Nagi's will, in fact. So we join the whole thing as this one delinquent learns martial arts techniques from his girlfriend and her big sister, while his token black friend is told to run laps in order to train. and then cue the stupidity in the whole plot of actually learning martial arts and maybe possibly one day, not in the actual anime, taking on other martial artists for proper fights and tournaments. Because the first season of the anime barely gets any actual progress into whatever plot there really is.
So
it's very, very weird.
So to go on the back of what Thaylien said, right? The anime is effectively JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the Stars Crusaders, if it was 100% in a high school and had the pacing of Dragon Ball Z.
That's a really good description of it. Yeah. They spend the entire time just teaching our main character how to fight and getting Bob to run in laps around the field, pulling tires behind himself. They even make a point of it, saying, "Shouldn't I be learning, moves like he is?" No. Your natural athleticism is shining through. You have to run and run and run, get your body full of oxygen and pumped up. That's how to do it for your type of fighting. And I'm like, there is some overtones in that. So it's always a little worrying. But and of course, Bob uses capoeira style, so of course he does.
Of course, he does.
It's just filling out all the tropes. And Nagi this is different from Neji. So he actually learns the martial arts spiritual techniques to give himself a proper dragon form and things. And the entire show is generally just about the two sisters being eye candy. There's no other thing, because all the actual serious fights are done by the sisters.
Yeah, Thaylien's not wrong. I'm pretty sure I remember this, where one fight is in a bowling alley and takes 3/4 of the series. Mm-hmm. It is so stupidly slow.
It's like they thought it was going to have multiple seasons.
Have you ever done bowling? Bowling is pretty slow.
Yeah,
not this slow now. Not this. Not to the point of. So you know how there's like a lot of standing around and posturing in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but it's stylized and it has a lot of like eye candy to it, where it's just like people doing stupid poses. They screw around with the colors.
You know how Namek was supposed to go up in 5 minutes, but it took 15 episodes.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Right. It's Tenjou Tenge suffers the same problems, but right at the start. Right at the very start of the series, and it's just like, oh,
this is exactly why you didn't get a second season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I think we got enough time for one more round, if you guys are up for it.
Sounds good to me.
What else did I put on this?
Oh, there's so many to pick from, but I think I know what I'll do for my last one.
I kind of actually want to duke it out a little bit with Thaylien, if you guys will humor me.
Okay.
Go on then.
Why did you pick Tulavru?
Well, because the entire thing could have been a straight-up rom-com with, an ordinary protagonist and all the harem of girls. This could have been the proto 100 girlfriends that really, 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 really love you.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh, this is a totally
because it
necessary
has
camera angle.
Yes, it is. So, you have the intergalactic princess, her two younger sisters who are twins. You've got the assassin sent to kill them. You've got the assassin sent after the assassin. You've got the hot teacher that happens to be the mother of the assassin. You've got all these characters that come in and are colourful and interesting in their own ways. But the entire gimmick of the show is that when this guy is nervous or in any way moving, he will fall over and end up in some kind of compromising position, no matter how impossible that should have been, that involves him somehow face down between a young girl's legs while her panties are behind his head, or somehow stripping his sister's shorts off. Or,
I don't think he does. I didn't think he ever did it to the sister.
I think there was one instance, and it was when they were supposed to be.
Her eyelid is drooping. I'm pretty sure she had a stroke.
Yes, I think she can smell burnt toast. So the fact that they make these to make the original female lead more interesting. She's an inventor of interesting gadgets. And the reason she ends up there in the first place is because of a teleporter, which teleports her into his bathtub. Which, yes, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. And the reason that it's funny is because it doesn't teleport clothes. And so shenanigans can ensue for the rest of the season, the rest of the series, with the fact that teleporter teleports people to the location without their clothes. But no, she has to invent other inventions that are just as strange, like ones that turn the people into a cat or turn them into an opposite gender so that their best friend falls for them, thinking that there's another person. The hijinks that ensue would be way funnier if they didn't always end up every single time with our protagonist face down in cleavage or crotch.
I do get where you're coming from, right? I do vaguely remember the degree in which you're talking about. Yeah, it is a bit much. And I think I certainly overlooked it because he always played the innocent, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, oh please forgive me, so on and so forth. I kind of liked that in that sense. Like, he wasn't just mind-numbingly too oblivious to understand what the events around him are happening. He was at least apologetic for the stuff that was happening, unlike the events of the main characters from Infinite Stratos and the like of that. Like,
yes,
dear God, so many male protagonists are just so damn thick, right?
Yes,
but
it did help that Lala, as the main female protagonist, came in and was straight up, yeah, no, you're going to marry me, and because on my planet, harems are completely normal. Of course, you can marry everybody else that you fall in love with. I'm just the first wife.
I don't. Did the sisters actually turn up in the first season? I thought they didn't turn up until later.
I think they turned up at the end of the first season as the twist.
Right. Okay. And I will say there is a charm to the fact that, like, I like it when, because it's not used very often. I love it when characters are basically their own worst enemy, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I will always tend back to Magus XLR from the West, where all the events of Magus XLR are due to the idiot with a giant robot car, right?
Absolutely.
So I think there is some charm to characters.
You mean
like
Elon?
What?
Idiot with a giant robot car?
No. The series is called Magus XLR.
I said, right? You mean like Elon? Because he's got the stupid self-driving cars that don't work.
What's an Elon? Okay.
The one that owns the site formerly known as Twitter.
Oh, Muskrat. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I you know what? I'm actually inclined to actually give Two-Love-Ru another go.
It.
Yeah. But I'm wondering if I watch...
The pratfall stuff was so bad that to this day, I believe, there are still people making Rooster clothing animations based purely on that. Based on the female characters from this show. Because of how often they're put in exposed situations.
I'm inclined to actually give the show another go and just see if the rose-tinted glasses are a little too powerful.
Too rosy.
Little too rosy.
Little too rosy, little too tinted. Yeah, so... Glasses. But okay, fine. Should we move on?
Nasuth, what's your last round?
So, oh man, I really want to hit Eyes of Mars, but I don't think I can, because we've already gone over that one enough. It's basically just like the proto-Happy Science movie where, hey, join our pseudo-Christian cult. So what I'm actually gonna do, so you know how like Strike Witches and the tank one, Girls in Panzer, those are both really popular. You know, maybe we should make one about airplanes. So, but hey, let's put a twist on it. The airplanes are dragons, right? And the dragons have to eat people. Why do they have to eat the people to pilot them? Because. And what happens when the dragons eat them? Their clothes disintegrate. Why? Because. And we're gonna generally market this towards kids, sorta, but nudity and fan service, because we gotta put the fan service.
Fan service.
Yeah, because they're naked.
Because they're naked doesn't mean there's fan service.
Oh, there's fan service. Have you not watched?
I have.
Hisone and Masotan?
Huh?
Yeah. There's definitely some fan service in there. I mean, the girls are all icky and gooey and naked and slippery.
Well,
and
I know
slimy.
I know what Nasuth's into, so,
Yes.
No, I don't like the show.
It's this very popular content on the internet.
Yeah.
Starts with a V.
Anyway, moving on.
Yep. There is definitely a wide section of the internet who is into that.
Yes. So tell us about the if you can, any of the plot of this.
God, I honestly don't really. I know I watched the whole thing on Netflix, which is kind of amazing that it was on Netflix. But I honestly don't remember a massive amount of the plot, other than that this girl is trying to become a dragon pilot, and Masotan is not. Like, I don't think Masotan worked well with anyone else, but for some reason he works really well with her.
So, to help Nasuth out here, basically, dragons exist. They exist around the world. And
they disguise themselves as airplanes.
They are disguised as airplanes. They do not disguise themselves as airplanes. Because, basically, if people knew that dragons were flying around, doing whatever they want, it would freak them the fuck out. So they're disguised as airplanes. But they discovered that effectively some dragons will actually listen to what female pilots will tell them, specifically female. Can't be any other gent. Has to be a lady, right?
I think it's the old legends of princesses up in the tower kind of thing going on there.
What? Didn't hear.
From the old fairy tales. That
I didn't hear you.
Okay, so it's the whole princesses up in a tower thing. So a dragon will listen to the princess in the tower and fight the knight that comes to rescue them.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Fairy tales, man.
But the dragons don't fight the knights on behalf of the princess.
No, but what if they did?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but
anyway, moving on, ignoring Thaylien. So the whole point is that the pilots are ingested, not digested. Digested?
Digested.
And
yes.
Basically, the pilots are able to control the dragons by this is right, by basically pushing on certain parts of their guts.
Their guts. Yep.
Yeah, and the pilots are wearing special suits that allow them to see through cameras that are mounted on the outside of the dragons. I was like, how the fuck did they? I can't remember how they knew which was direct. And that's how they did it and things. It's very slice of lifey in that regard. I don't remember their clothes dissolving. I
think there's a special outfit they can wear that doesn't dissolve, but there's a few times that they go in with normal clothes and then normal clothes dissolve.
Yeah, that I can 100% imagine. But I don't remember it being a particular big plot point.
The whole thing is literally just Ratatouille, but with a weird hentai fetish twist.
Yeah.
I mean,
with a little bit of I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of Darling in the Franxx in there too, with their position inside the dragon.
Mm-hmm. Probably, yes. I just think that for Ratatouille to do the same thing, there would have been a cardboard tube involved. But hey.
To be honest, I'd actually argue that this has got quite a strong slice of life element because basically
it does.
Other countries are struggling to control their dragons and things. Sorry, yeah, I am. The other countries are struggling to control their dragons, and they come to Japan in an attempt to learn from.
It's a lot like Girls and Panzer in that regard, where it's a lot of them learning to fly and that sort of thing. Yeah,
it's okay, but it's quite forgettable.
It's Again, I barely remember it, and I know I watched all of it.
Alrighty. So I have one to finish off with, and it's one I don't think either of you have seen. Nasuth was reacting to it as if he had no idea that this kind of show existed, and it's Steel Angel Kurumi.
Oh, what the fuck, Thaylien?
What the fuck is this?
So hey guys, I've got this great anime plot. It's about the Taisho era Japan, where one of their scientists creates these literal artificial life forms with superhuman physical abilities. What's really important to this scientist, though, isn't to use them as weapons. It's to have them be literal waifus to men and bring about the next step in human evolution by ensuring that men have a hot robot wife to come home to. I hear that nowadays that's just called being red-pilled. But this is 26 years ago that the show aired. So these robot waifu are called Steel Angels. And when the army tried to seize them all to use them for war, the scientist was able to make one more, called Kurumi, but he wasn't able to bring her online. And one day, years later, a young boy was dared by his friends to go into the old abandoned house that this scientist used to inhabit. And he finds Kurumi. For some reason, this is still never explained, the military attack the house at that exact moment, bombing it. Despite it being long abandoned. I don't know, but it's plot convenience. And Kurumi is catapulted onto the boy, lips first.
It's like
get your thoughts out your mind.
It's like that scene in Monty Python and the Holy Grail where they're like, and just then the author had a heart attack and the monster was defeated.
Yes.
Only in this case, it's just then the author decided to have the military attack.
Yes.
Anyway,
so the kiss awakens her and made her into his devoted maid-wife robot that will defeat and convert all other themed robot wives and have them become part of his harem. Devote themselves to him. Oh, and to spice this one up, just as we did with another show, the boy is about 12.
Of course.
And the show will devote an entire episode to a rigged tournament between the robot waifus as to who actually gets to be his real wife, where only Kurumi can win it. So it's an uncomfortable relationship. There's the imbalance of power. There's the Shotokan nature of it. There's the fact that every single time they encounter a new robot waifu, she's in some kind of military situation, and they are freeing her from the military and then recruiting her into the harem. And most of what you see from Kurumi, apart from when she's in combat against these other Steel Angels, is her delusions of how she'll get to like walk on romantic walks with him, and he's wearing like 6-inch getter on his feet to be even slightly tall enough to give her a kiss on the cheek.
Jeez,
you know.
Oh my god.
Woo. I'll just mute. I'll just blur that out.
Yeah, we'll just put a filter on that one because
just highlight that.
The fan service on this show is copious. But surprisingly soft. So that, which is no worse than Ghost in the Shell, really, is about the extent of it. But this show is literally there's no other way to. This is not even a thinly veiled fetish here. This is straight up. Somebody wrote a Shotokan harem with robot doll waifus that are completely devoted to their master. With the thin excuse of a combat thing over the top of it to try and keep people interested. Oh, shiny, action scenes.
Armitage the Third, this is not.
No, indeed. And just to make things worse, the reason I know about this show is back when I was in my collecting days, somebody literally gave me the full 7-disc box set, thinking, oh, of course, Thaylien likes this kind of thing. This looks exactly like what he likes.
Now I know what to get you for your birthday.
Well, I've already got it.
No, something else.
Anyway.
Something similar.
Anyway.
I don't think there's anything really similar to it on our list, so...
Right. Should we begin the wrap-up process?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Does anybody want to make some honourable mentions for shows that shouldn't? Because we've got a few in the list.
I think interspecies reviewers, redo of Aquila. I've never actually watched Iki Tao-sen, but I mean,
neither either of us, and we agree just from the premise.
Because
we agreed
it's
that
infamous.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, it's true.
Right.
My 3 that are left on the list are. Let's see. We've got Those Who Hunt Elves, Sekirei, and Freezing. And I want to really dig at Freezing just for like one thing. It's where I think both of us hate the NTR tag Xeno.
Oh god,
as a concept. So this one had a thing in this where the main female character was almost completely taken away from the protagonist.
Yeah.
And if the guy that did it had just shut up, it would have been fine.
Right.
He would have succeeded. The only reason he didn't succeed is that the last minute he tried to be vengeful, turned around and told her to kill the protagonist. And that's what snapped her out of it.
Oh my god.
So if he had just shut up, the show would have ended there because she would have been gone.
I can't.
And I still think that would have been a better ending than the rest of the show.
Anyway.
So yes. Any from you, Nasuth?
Well, somehow Tomodachi Game didn't make it into this week. I don't know how I missed that, but I had Tomodachi Game, Eyes of Mars, Handmaid May, because let's face it, Handmaid May is just about somebody who wants a miniature waifu.
Oh yeah, miniature doll waifu that grows up into full-size doll waifu.
Exactly. Death Note, and because I mean, who doesn't want to pitch a show about a tennis game, and The Witch and the Beast.
So I can't agree with Death Note, only on the simple premise that it would massively, like, it is a gateway anime for a lot of people, and I've got to appreciate the fact that there is stuff out there like Sword Art Online, right? Like Dragon Ball Z, that just brings people into watching anime. And
There is that angle. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with you. However, I don't know why
it's getting them into the wrong kind of anime.
Dude, fucking oh god, Tokyo Ghoul! For fuck's sake, Tokyo Ghoul!
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when you actually look at the manga for Death Note, it is pages of text.
Yeah. It's just as bad as the series.
With just like some person with like a little cutout of the eyes looking at each other across the divider.
And the anime is minutes of internal dialogue or internal monologue.
Exactly, which is the worst fucking internal dialogue because it's so badly written.
But there are so many people that fucking just gel with that. I don't get it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, to be fair, Elfen Lied was a huge gateway anime for me. But at the same time, I don't think it lives up. I think
No.
like if I go back to Elfen Lied, I'll get bored out my skull.
Okay, that is a good point. There are so many things in the history of entertainment that I would show to people in order that they were like discovered in general.
Yeah.
Specifically so that people have a grounding for what we're then talking about later on.
Yeah.
You know, for better shows. You can't appreciate how good of a parody Konosuba is until you've seen the earlier stuff that it's parodying.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If it's a choice of like, oh, would you show them Death Note or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
See, I wish Death Note didn't exist, so that they'd have to get in through better things.
I kind of get where you're coming from, Nasuth, but I mean, it has succeeded in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we moving on? Are we getting on with it?
So this was a lot of fun. I love dragging on some of these. So
finally I get to explain to people the travesty of bloody school days. So bad. I didn't
Spoiler questions.
Yeah, spoiler questions. I'm going to read them off now as the screen. Right, so, first of all, Zrubal asks, before we start the supporter questions, I'm going to ask everyone to make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video and share it if you can. It really helps. It really does.
And comment.
Yep, don't forget to comment. Today's question for the audience is, what have you been watching lately? Let us know in the comment section below. Yeah, seriously, like, you know, I'm running out of stuff I've already watched and need to find new stuff that I haven't.
Oh, that reminds me, I need to get some
too much time in your hands.
That I was going to watch after dropping. Yes, exactly.
Cool.
Don't spoil what you've dropped.
Right, moving on. Zrubal also asks, do you think we'll ever get an anime with a true self-insert protagonist in the form of an interactive experience? By that, I mean you could create a character before you watch. This would probably have to be done with a game engine. Yes, and I think the...
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, I think that with the likes of AI, as it improves, we can actually tailor an AI to write a narrative experience for us to do this, and then... Or
at least adapt to narrative experience.
Yeah,
if it knows what points to hit.
We're already getting there. That's exactly what I was going to say. Is there are visual novels. We've covered these in Kanpai News before, where they're using like generative AI to create responses to things that the user says.
I think is it is it Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? Is that the most recent?
Something like that, yes.
It came out really recently, so it actually uses AI to do voice lines, like you know, dumb, simple between voice lines. And so if you have if you have characters that are properly voiced, all of a sudden they lose their accent and everything, and they start just talking in complete different rhythm and everything, and it's just like, what the hell?
But that would explain why a guy who wanted to master swordsmanship went to one of the side characters and asked him if he wanted to cross swords, and ended up in a Seigex scene with him.
Oh my god!
Oh yes, I heard about that.
Definitely crossing swords.
Right. Moving on. Raikus plus coffee equals oh my god super fantastic.
That is actually how you say his name. It's not Raikus, it's Raikus.
Raikus.
No, it's Raikus, but we all say Raikus.
Anyway.
Do
you think a VR version of .hack or Sword Art Online would be well received by generalized AI?
So by generalized AI
or with... Yeah,
or watch them?
That's my question. Like, I mean, if you give me a VR version of Shangri-La Frontier, I'm 100% there.
Yeah, but it's the AI. We're making AI watch it.
I know. No idea. Probably too stupid.
Yeah.
Probably think Death Note's good. Right.
Yeah.
Apothecary Nasuth asks, if you could put your brain in a robot, would you rather look like Major Kusanagi, a Tachikoma, or a 1 foot tall Lagan? Kusanagi.
Yes.
Lagan. 100% Lagan.
Because Major Kusanagi has multiple bodies and can switch between them, so
I'm just
he can look like anyone.
Can I want to pivot ever so slightly. So, in the upcoming, most recent Notice Me Senpai with Thaylien, he wanted to be a Lagan from VR chat.
Oh yeah.
And
we
the
tried.
arms were not rigged to the body at all.
Well, we did end up finding one that was, but it still just didn't look right in the
because I couldn't do anything with the body. The body just couldn't move.
Yeah.
Right? I couldn't twist or turn the body. It's like I would twist my head, right? And the arms would just be floating there detached. It's like, what the hell?
Fair enough.
That was so weird.
Right. Yeah, so weird. So he couldn't have it. Right, moving forward to the comments from last week. Going on to start with the news. So
Como Cakeps?
Como Cakeps? Cakes? Oh yeah. Trump needs to do something about these payment processes.
I can only assume that's comedy.
Please don't give it to Muskrat, please, for the love of God.
Oh dear.
Grifka says, is that Lena Inverse?
That was Lena Inverse.
Apparently it is.
Yeah, there you go. Strong Michelle says, time for my weekly dose of anime news. Thanks, guys. You're welcome.
Welcome.
Zrugal says, I remember the Crunchyroll getting hacked story. It wasn't that long. Wasn't that long ago. I was going to change my password, but I don't use Crunchyroll anymore, so I never got around to it.
Well, if you use the same password on any other sites, you might want to change those.
Yeah. A lot of facts this week. Really excited for Skeleton Knight in Another World. Yep.
Oh,
yes.
So am I.
Moving on to
Juan Escobedo?
Shush. Moving on to the comments from the cast. Juan Escobedo says, I love Shield Hero. Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss.
2 and 3. Except for seasons 2 and 3.
I'm sorry for seasons 2 and 3. I'm not responsible for them.
Zrugal says, did Nada say Kanpai come up with another one?
I was coming up with some really weird ways to say Kanpai, and I said, can I come up with another one? But I wish I'd said Kanpai come up with another one.
Okay.
I thought I heard you say that as well, though.
When we're discussing de-aging but remaining in the same time, and Zeno said, it's still 2024, you're still in this economical recession. Zeno still thinks it's 2024. Fuck. Don't worry, Zeno, I do the same thing sometimes.
I think it's still 2019 sometimes.
Right.
I don't, because 2020
it's the longest 2016 ever.
Yeah.
You guys went there this episode. Good talk most of the time. Yep, lol.
Yeah.
Strombus Shell says, haha, I laughed my butt off when you guys had to pause.
That was when we were educating
so
you
hard.
on straight men and, the overly straight. Yeah.
Concept versus acting in the character description.
I'm with you. Don't worry about the lack of timestamps on the news 2 weeks ago, Thaylien. I had a good laugh. This was quite an episode. I counted 18 Nasuth interruptions and 7 from Thaylien. Lost track at some point. I mean, you could.
I am improving.
Just wait. There's going to be more this week.
There you go. Such a fun. Right. So moving on to the best part of the show, which is the memes.
Woo!
Let's do the memes.
The memes.
Come on.
As always, most of our memes come from Reddit. Sometimes they come from YouTube or other places, but mostly Reddit. And we archive them on our site because Reddit loves to delete them. So if you look in the comments below, the description below, we've got a link to all the memes this week. You can go back and look at past ones, assuming that we've archived them properly, but usually we do. And we also take up to 6 viewer memes a week. You can come to our Discord, also linked in the description below, and submit your own viewer memes. We have 3 of them this week. And let's go. We also don't see the viewer memes ahead of time, so so let's go ahead and look at those.
Oh my!
Pulling out his Game Boy.
Oh my god!
Wow! Gaze, peek, and run. He's going and seeing a horse.
Oh, that's silly.
That's crazy. Me explaining why getting hit by a truck transports you to another world. My therapist.
Yeah. And my anime watch was 8 years ago.
8 years ago. My anime watch is today.
That's adorable. That's an adorable title. Right, onto my memes. So, what the hell, Gohan? What the hell? What the hell? Why are you doing math? How the friend who's already seen the movie looks at you right before the plot twist hits. Yep.
Manga readers be like.
People who watch dubs, people who watch subs, people who watch dubs with subtitles.
Oh my god.
I've done that. I have done that just to see like how different it is, and it's surprising sometimes. All right. Chick-fil-A execs in 1995 deciding on their new marketing campaign. Yeah.
Beef.
If you guys don't have Chick-fil-A, you don't know.
We don't have Chick-fil-A. I don't know. What?
So their advertising is essentially like a cow telling you to eat chicken instead.
Okay.
Me killing the boss from the first attempt. Everyone else in the office. I swear I've had this one before. Or something similar to it. And my last one is ever so vaguely spicy. It's not super spicy or anything. You can probably get away with looking at it at work. So, life-size Gardevoir plush, the Pokemon Company.
God.
You see, you can just give this kind of thing to men. So if you watched Kanpai News earlier this week, you'll really understand this one.
In fact, you will in fact understand it from my next meme.
Oh, excellent. So, right, on to Thayliens. Yes.
Pokemon Company releasing life-size Gardevoir plush. Very cool, very creepy. You ever get the feeling that something really bad is about to happen?
Yep.
Thank you, Death. Ladies, one person at a time on the loop in the third bed.
Oh my god.
That is. Oh man, now I have the urge to jump. Just, oh man, so sexy. Mm-hmm. Right.
Name 5 solo leveling characters.
I don't get this one.
It's supposed to be like really difficult because apart from Jinwoo. Oh, it's like Jinu. Like
and his sister.
Yeah, well, I don't fucking remember. Jenna? There you go. It's like, there you go. I can't fucking name anymore.
Yeah.
It's because they all have fucking Korean names, and I don't know Korean names very well.
They do.
All right.
Killer Kill is to Otena what Gurren Lagann is to Evangelion. Elaborate on that. No.
I miss him already. Can't believe he's dead.
All right. Slightly spicy one.
Yep. This is Thaylien, slightly spicy one.
Hey, the lodge owner gave us a watermelon. Wow, 3 melons.
Wow. And your last one.
My final one is...
Jenna's guardian.
Sure.
Well, she's a great student, has a lot of friends, and from her homework I can tell she has a great relationship with her family, especially her stepbrother.
How so?
Well, she had to write an essay on the person that she loved the most, and she said,
"The person I love the most is my stepbrother, because he has a big, thick, girthy
personality."
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, I actually wanted to talk to you because there is a student that wants to be a hunter like you. Her name is Song Yi.
Song Yi.
I'm Song Yi. me. I'm actually 16.
Great.
New route available.
Huh? What the hell is this?
Would you like to accept this route?
Genu,
Huh?
do you think you can do that for her?
Yeah, sure.
Jail route selected.
Wait, what? No!
Is something wrong?
No. I just think I made a minor mistake.
So, you must be Jennifer.
It's on
sleeping.
loop.
She's a great
Right on the Xenos, on the Xenos.
You only get to pick one. Cat girlfriend, she loves you. France is gone. There is no more France.
Ooh, that is a tough choice. I think I'm gonna have to go with France.
I can't.
I'm gonna have to go with this. I also noticed that because I have my VTuber avatar set to the same audio source that these are playing over, that it's actually making my
You were
mouth
melding
move.
along with all of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go fix that.
So, France exists, and I have to put up with it now, but catgirls don't exist. So I'd go for the catgirl, because then that would mean that catgirls exist.
What if we can send the cat girls to France to destabilize the country?
No,
Anyway,
here
moving
for
on.
me.
Next one.
Is this? Oh my god! I wasn't entirely sure where that was going, but I knew it was going to be something like that.
Whoever did that was a genius.
That
Next.
is beautiful.
Me finding out my crush has the same hobbies as me. Also me on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. My spicy
Oh,
meat.
look at her going. She's so down bad. She is.
Yep.
Such a wholesome character.
Oh, it's not showing up as spicy, but yeah, okay, spicy meme. Mini milk, skim milk, choco milk, mega milk, giga milk. Yeah. You need that Ganesha one where he's like tipping the giant milk thing up to drink it.
Oh my god. Next. Manhwa.
Yes!
Anime. It seems someone cooked here.
I'm pretty sure I sent this one out on Kanpai Cast.
You did, yes.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, it's so good.
And then, thematically appropriate after Thaylien's last one.
Thanks for dropping me off.
Yes, I saw this one too.
Friend.
No problem. Why did I agree to this?
You want to come upstairs for a nightcap?
I would literally rather die. I mean, aren't your parents home?
My mom's probably wasted and my dad left for milk like 10 years ago.
Shocker.
So, you're totally free to rest up in my bed.
Look, Songy, you're 16. Because of our deal, I'll pretend to be your boyfriend for a week. But there is absolutely nothing that would convince me to hook up with a minor.
Mission alert.
No.
Mission title, Diddy leveling. You're going to jail.
Reject.
This mission cannot be rejected. Failure to complete will result in your immediate death.
I will take death!
Mission rejected.
I'll see you tomorrow then?
Be ready at 9.
Yes, Daddy.
Yes, Daddy.
I did that to Xeno. He knows how effective that is. At driving the
one.
rage.
Right.
There's like 2 in between the one I did and one Xeno did.
Yep.
No, I think it's more than 2. I think there's. Oh, actually, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah, there's the one where he literally reveals that it's not. He doesn't say arise in this parody.
Right.
He says erect.
Right, so that is it for this week's episode of Kanpai Cast. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching and or listening. And now it's time to bottoms up and Kanpai.
Don't forget, next week is the 6 episode review. Bye.